1240 a.m. and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to Johnny's New York Style Pizza in LaGrange to give you the inside scoop on Troup Tigers football.
And welcome to Johnny's Pizza here in the Troup High Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson, and we've got a good crowd out here from Monday night again. I tell you what, and yet that's my wife all waving at me, Amy Hicks. I finally got her to come out here. She says that we're empty nesters, but not quite. We still have the flag man. Dre Flag still hanging out with us. And so
I saw the flag man here a couple of days ago.
Did you? He's doing well, I tell you.
That's good.
And a lot of that is from your influence, and we appreciate that. You had him before we did, so to speak. So, but you know, looking back this past Friday night, before we start talking about the game, Jack and I noticed that. Wow, what the Tiger Nation, not just our Tiger Nation, but theirs. Man, it was a packed house. I had guys calling me today, where are they playing Friday night? I said, Callaway State. He said, well, I better get there early because I was standing room only on the visitor side Friday night.
And sometimes I get such in the zone that I really don't realize, what the crowd looks like. But my dad told me that they were in Hamilton, I guess about, 6:45, and said it took like 30 minutes to get to the stadium.
That's what he said too.
Yeah, and
wow.
but that's good. It was good. It's always good for the kids to play in front of a crowd like that. But it also, in this time for Harris County, it helps Harris County run their athletic program.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you're investing in the kids, and then you're getting a return on your investment when you deviate out to these athletic programs, and it's really, really good.
Well, I just noticed, and I want to go kudos to all the Troup Tiger fans, the entire Tiger Nation, and that they have just responded the last 4 years, really, and it seemed like no matter where we go, if it's Ridgeland halfway to Kentucky, they're going to show up in forces, and it's just nice to see that. They're so excited to see
it's very much appreciated from us, from the coaches, from the players. It's just really, really great. It makes you feel like you're putting a product out there that people want to see and trying to do things the right way.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about last Friday night's victory over the Harris County Tigers. We'll be right back. You're listening to Troup High Coaches Corner here live from Johnny's Pizza.
It's summertime, and with your summer travel plans, you need to make sure your vehicle is prepared. You don't have to look any further than Nissan of LaGrange. I'm Richard Cates, the general manager, and my factory-trained technicians are ready to make sure your vehicle is ready for you. Visit Nissan of LaGrange for a $24.99 standard oil change or a $49.99 for 0W20 synthetic oil change up to 5 quarts. We are here to maintain your vehicles regardless of make. Also, don't forget that every visit to my service department means you get a complimentary hand car wash in back. Come visit John Rich, Terry McDaniel, and our service manager, Brian Gordon, and see why Nissan of LaGrange is your friendliest hometown dealer.
Holmes Pharmacy is dedicated to helping you and your family stay healthy. Great service, a fantastic selection, and low-price generics whenever possible. We do it all for you. That's why people say they love Holmes Pharmacy, the best place to help you keep your family healthy. Holmes Pharmacy, now with 3 locations in Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows. No matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 1023, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Welcome back to Johnny's Pizza here. You're listening to the Troup High Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson. And you guys, as you come out and each and every Monday night, you know, you got LaGrange College starts it off at with Jack Mormon. He hosts Earl Chambers at 7 to 7:30, and at 7:30 to 8, Coach Wiggins in the Callaway football program is on. And you guys come on out, and then 8 o'clock, Coach Glisson and I are on, and then from 8:30 to 9, Jack comes back on the air with Coach Gibbs from LaGrange High School, and talking football all night Monday night. So when you guys come out, you put on your on your receipt which fan you are, whose team you're pulling for, because at the end of the year they're going to add up all these receipts and how many fans had noted who they pull for, and at the end of the year the coach will win a $250 gift certificate, which you know, I don't care if it's $250 to eat at Johnny's Pizza. Hey, that's great. Throw me in that ring, Coach. But with that, you know, you guys come out and have a good time. They've got a buffet. I want to announce today that they actually had it for a week, and I went out this past week and ate, and it's superb. $7.99 includes your drink, and man, it's packed at lunch. So you guys come on out and enjoy garlic knots, cinnamon garlic knots, and all the pizzas they have. They have spaghetti and what have you. So you guys come on out. With that, you know, getting back to the football game, or getting to the football game, we've talked about what a wonderful crowd it is. And, you know, when we started the game, you know, the atmosphere was there, and all of a sudden, you know, Troup's up, and then Troup's up, and I tell you, I was telling Coach Kendall, Lynn Kendall, who is he overs the special teams, and I said, Lynn, I looked over at you, and you were kind of grinning, and you had that grin on your face like, I don't think he meant to do that. It looked like because I thought he miskicked it, Martinez, you know. And then when I talked to him after the game, he says, "No, that was kind of planned." I said, "Well, it worked to perfection. He looks like he topped the football as if he didn't mean to, but it bounced, and it just hit the right spot, and it was." Next thing you know, we got an onside kick.
Well, and we called that, and I told Joko on the sideline, I said, whatever you do, don't let it go out of bounds, because it's going to take a big hop. You know, and if it goes out of bounds, it's going to be their ball.
That's true.
And but that's something we work on a lot, and we were able to steal that possession, and you know, it worked out in our favor. It didn't work out in our favor up at Ridgeland, you know, when we did the bait punt, but
true.
But it worked out this time, and you know, it is what it is, and lucky for us, we executed it.
Well, and you know, you felt good about that. We had a little challenge with the PATs, but that's a work in progress. It looks like,
and we had some new guys in there. We had some new wings in there. What people don't understand is Friday we played without 5 starters.
I was going to mention that.
And so we had a new snapper in there. We had new wings in there. We had a new left guard in there that was not getting his head across the way he was supposed to do, and so you know, it just. Lucky for us, we were able to score enough that we could work on it throughout the game. Mm-hmm. And so eventually we got it fixed. I think it was about the third one that we finally got it fixed, and we're able to go from there.
Well, you know, but execution-wise, you know, you look, and you talk about starters being out. I was thinking, you know, Hunter Bass was up on he was up there on the top of the coach's box with us pregame, and I says, how come you're not dressed out? And I didn't realize he had twisted his ankle, and I said, oh, man, I've had a ton of those in high school, but we talked. He said, I really wanted to play tonight. I told the coach I wanted to play. I said, well, that's great, but I've seen you walk. You need to stay off that ankle.
Yeah, well, you had Hunter Bass. You had Will Cooley. You had Trey Mitchell. Mm-hmm. You had Keem Makuta and Andy Boykin.
Yeah.
And so we had all those guys out, and I may have been missing one. But, you know, the good thing for us is now we have quality depth in our program. And so we're able to go play at a fairly high level with a lot of our backups, and the kids like it because you're playing a lot of people, you know, and that's what they signed up to do. They signed up to play.
Well, and, you know, I told Jack and the radio audience, I said, you guys watch Jeremiah Holston now. He's going to fly after the football. And, you know, Jordan Adams.
Yep, Xavier Clark was in there.
Xavier Clark, 22, was in there.
Royce White.
Yeah, and Roy, but, you know, I made it a comment about not only Jeremiah Holston, you're going to get hustle out of him, but with Jordan Adams came in, I just kind of keyed on him through my binoculars one time, and he actually just bulled over 2 offensive linemen and chased the quarterback to the sidelines, and when he saw that the quarterback was going to get out of bounds, he tried to dive for him because it's like, man, give me that effort. What a tremendous effort that backup comes in. It's like, Coach, I'm going to prove to you that I want to play.
The best thing about those 4 that we just named, they're all coming back next year.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing.
Yeah.
But the simple fact that we have so much competition in practice, in the depth chart, the simple fact that if you get in the game, you better do something or you're not going to get to play.
That's right.
Just raises that bar. And that's really, really good. When you create competition, that's one thing we did not have when we first got here. is, you know, you had a starter. You really had a very
not a lot of depth. Kind of like Auburn's offensive line.
Well, it was such a deep drop off from ones to twos that you didn't feel any pressure to lose your job, you know, and now we've created that depth where if you don't want to do right or you don't want to hustle or you don't play your technique, well, here you go, next guy up.
Absolutely.
And so that's been really, really good for us.
You know, I've always said competition breeds success, man. It makes you want to try harder.
Yep.
You know, a name that we hadn't talked about as far as the backup goes, and I think I heard you might be moving some things around, but Joshua Bowen, I didn't see him play the other night. I'm assuming everything's good. I know that when I've seen Joshua play, he'll give you 100%.
Josh did play. He played sparingly on some special teams type stuff, but he's in a little bit of a transition mode, going from defensive line, because we have pretty good depth at the defensive line, to providing us more depth on the offensive line. And it's just going to take him a couple weeks to kind of figure out what we're doing and get some reps. But he's one of those kids we're trying very hard to get him on the field because it gives you everything he's got.
Absolutely.
He's there every day. He goes above and beyond. So we're trying to just figure out a way how can we get him on the field.
There you go. Hey, with that, we're going to listen to some commercials from our sponsors, mainly Mud Creek Graphics. But anyway, you're listening to the Coaches Show here live at Johnny's Pizza. We'll be right back.
State Farm, Kathy here.
Hey, it's Mike. My team just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
And some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the Square in downtown LaGrange.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
The Medicine Cabinet is excited to announce the opening of their third store in the Lee's Crossing community at 1704 Roanoke Road in LaGrange. Stop in and meet the staff. Pharmacist Tommy Whitworth will be leading the team. They offer home delivery inside city limits, a drive-thru, and no long lines to wait in. Check out their medication compliance programs, a safe and efficient way to organize medications. Their coffee shop will be opening soon. The Medicine Cabinet is a locally owned pharmacy, plus a little more.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
We're here live at Johnny's Pizza here out on the Parkway every Monday night. You guys come on out and have some fun with us, and we're still waiting on a few folks to get here because they better be getting here because we got the whole meal order and everything. So we're having fun with that. But you know, we're getting back to the Harris County game again. What a great crowd! We got a lot of opportunity to play a lot of kids. Even though you had 4 or 5 guys that the normal starters for little injury reasons they were backed out, and you know, you and I were talking at break. It's nice to have that depth. It's nice to have that competition for each position. Kind of brings them in and encourages them to step up their A game, and it's nice to see that. And you know, Harris County had a couple of injuries. I didn't realize that their starting center had kind of torn his knee up for them, and you know, you hate that, especially you know, Hunter Bassett's got an ankle injury, and I said, you know, you just got to rest it. You can't, you know, keep it. But when you tear up a knee, that's a little bit different story. But with that, you guys, what I can see is Kobe he spread the ball. He was very unselfish with the ball. Friday night, you know, Carlisle, you had him in on cornerback a little bit, then he shows up and he's running the ball a little bit. And Trey Williams had a nice game the other night. So offensive line did fairly well. You see that we're getting so used to last year. There's not a lot of penalties, and all of a sudden this year in a few games, it's like they one or two more than we wanted them to see. Because we're just getting used to not that, and we expect that discipline, and we watch the technique, watch them fire off a line, and stand with their blocks. And of course, one thing for us to see it live is another for you guys to go grade film. But we're just it's nice to see that kind of activity, and it's nice to be able to put those kind of points on the board, and the defense play lights out like they did because they were getting after it Friday night.
Yeah, it's good to see. The beauty of that is when we go ones versus ones in practice, our offense versus our defense is a pretty good battle daily. Mm-hmm. And so that's very, very interesting anytime we can do that, and it really prepares us for the speed of the game on Friday night. And but that offensive staff does a great job with Kelby Holt, calling everything over there on the offensive side, and Paul Brewer coaching quarterbacks. You got J.C. Copeland with the running backs, and you've got Philip Manning there with the offensive line, and those guys just do a tremendous job. And they're as good as any offensive staff around, and no disrespect to anybody else, but those guys do a great job. And then defensively, we're starting to come into our own. We're starting to run to the football. We're starting to get in our run fits pretty good, and being able to provide some pressure on people. Mm-hmm. And anytime you're able to do that, you better be able to cover it up on the back end. And so we got some guys that can go back there and play in the secondary and do really well. And most of those penalties, there are a few on the offensive line, wide receivers, but it's people trying to make plays, people trying to get out and block people. Mm-hmm. And then the majority of those penalties probably came in the special teams in the return game and different stuff. So
what a great return! You speak of that.
Yeah. Well, you return a punt for a touchdown and get it called back, and then we return a kickoff for a touchdown. Yeah. And Jarrell Smith was smoking.
It's funny because I had just stepped down on the Harris County side, and the ball just popped up in his hands. He took one step inside, hit it to the outside, and he just
it was one of those things that kind of caught me off guard. I knew he was fast, but then when he hit the sideline, I was like, wow, I didn't know he was that fast.
He took off. He sure did.
And so that was good to see. And him being from down in that area, with his dad going to Harris County High School and all, that was really good for him.
Good, kind of a sweet homecoming, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
With that, we've got, and I want to mention some of the fans, we not only here, but I've had 3 or 4 texts me, one in particular, and if it wasn't his work, we got a lot of true fans, but I tell you, Rodney Coster's a heck of a fan.
Hey.
If he can't be here, he's going to let me know he's listening in, so we appreciate guys like Rodney and all you Tiger fans listening in to us for sure. This game Friday night, you've already put it out on Facebook. Get your tickets for sale. The Troup season passes will be honored. The all sports passes will be honored.
We're the home team, so therefore.
Yeah, and we are the home team, and so we'll be on the traditional home side.
Correct.
I think. And the game starts at 7:30, but it stands to reason that both sides will be packed, and I'm sure there'll be fans in the bleachers and probably alongside the fence and what have you. Just get there, tailgate. It's a great community atmosphere. 2 teams that are coming in 3-0, and both teams have been challenged. Both teams have had what I would say is probably one easier than normal, but they've been challenged, and so this stands as a good test for both teams. It's kind of our 4th game of the year before each team heads into a region play.
That's right. First and foremost, it's just great for the community, for everybody to be able to come out and watch, 2 really, really good programs. Mm-hmm. And so we're excited about that opportunity. But like you said, it does lead us into our region schedule next week. And, this game, I'm sure Coach Wiggins is saying the same thing to his guys, is about bragging rights. It's about pride, but it's not the end all.
That's right.
It has no bearing on your region playoffs, your region championships, your state championships. And so, just really excited for the whole community, though. I imagine it'll be a pretty good crowd, and it's 2 good football teams, and hopefully we live up to it, and both of us play a clean game that, where everybody's able to stay healthy and go into region play, and both teams be real successful down the road.
Absolutely. And yes, we appreciate you too, Shannon Lawson, for listening in. And we was in Dahlonega yesterday, and we thought we might run into your daughter. By the way, Scott needs that ACT book if you're listening, so we need to get that from Harrison. But anyway, it's going to be a packed house Friday night, so you guys get there early, enjoy the tailgating. You know what? Yeah, there's a hurricane coming in, and you had a tough time with practice today.
The rain hit, and more so than the rain, we were in a lightning delay
That's
for
right.
a long period of time today, so we were not able to get everything in. It would have been nice to have the indoor facility. I talked to Coach Wiggins a minute ago, and he said they were able to go inside and outside in theirs today. And unfortunately for us, ours is not built yet, so we didn't have that luxury. So, in a lot of ways, it was, I don't want to say a wash, but
no pun intended.
No pun intended. But we were able to get some film work in and able to get a few things done out on the field. But hopefully, we'll have some better weather tomorrow. With us only having one gym too, with the volleyball and everybody.
That's a good point.
We don't have anywhere to go.
That's a good point. But as far as the weather, I mean, it could be inclement weather the rest of the week, just patches and everything. So I know everybody's going to be kind of keeping up with the weather forecast and the local radar and also. But please bring your umbrellas. If it looks like it might rain, do not stay at home. I mean, we appreciate you listening to us, but come on in and pack that stadium and get wet. It'll all dry. You all have towels. So that'll be fun, and again, like you said, it's not any bearing on region play, but it is certainly it would be nice. Nobody comes out injured, but really hard fought game. I was talking to Coach Wiggins when I first got here, and I said, brother, you like family. Everybody's gonna love each other when it's done. Just get out there and you play hard. You want to be challenged. You want each other to play hard as you can. You just want to come out with no injuries because you got other things you got to work on, and that's your region schedule for sure. But with that, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and wrap it up after that, or talk about a few more items of interest, and we'll be back here on the Troup High Coaches Show live from Johnny's Pizza.
Hey, it's T.O.D.D. Todd Parrish with Keeler Grange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand-new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KeelerGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Son number 110917. Priceless tax, tag, and title. See Key of LaGrange for complete details.
At Holmes Pharmacy, we're in business for your health. So whether you need a prescription or durable medical equipment, at Holmes Pharmacy, we're at your service. Holmes Pharmacy, with quality and service and lower prices too. Good health to you from Holmes Pharmacy. Now with 3 locations in Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Big League Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way. By teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com for all your insurance needs. It's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 1023, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at Eagle1023.com.
We're going over region 5 in 4A, and that would be us. Cartersville came away with another region victory the other night, and not a region, another victory. But I want to try to say who do they play out of Atlanta? They 70 to nothing, I think. So it wasn't much of a challenge. And then you had Sandy Creek actually losing a close one. Actually, no, it was fairly close. Originally. That's right.
23-21.
And so that was close. And I want to say it was in Tyrone at Sandy Creek.
Yep.
So that was a good test for Sandy Creek, and Ridgeland to bounce back and kind of put things together because Sandy Creek
Ridgeland is a pretty solid football team. Mm-hmm. They're going to get some people some trouble.
Mm-hmm. And then of course Chapel Hill, you and I talked. They beat Stars Mill, and I know Chad Phillips over at Stars Mill's got a really good team. He runs a wing T, runs it to perfection. And Chapel Hill's one of those guys that nobody's really talked about, but you just watch them. They're just sneaking up.
We talked about them.
Well, I know y'all do, but your average fans like Chapel Hill.
No, they're a good football team.
That quarterback is.
They're a good football team, and they're probably the surprise team so far. Just the one team people are not really talking about. We've talked about them. We've seen them, and they're really, really good. And then you go to Cedartown, and then you talk about LaGrange and the improvements that they've made. Central Carroll. Man, it's just a bear of a region, and we just got to stay healthy.
Well,
it'll beat you up in a hurry. Starting with this week.
True. We talked about you mentioned a heck of a region. Just last week in the top 15, you had Cartersville, you had Troup, you had Sandy Creek, you had Chapel Hill,
Cedartown,
and you had Cedartown all in the top 15. And then Cedartown lost to Bremen this week, and it was 13-9. It was fairly close. I'm looking at Georgia High School, and they said that Cedartown had Bremen intercepted to preserve the victory. Well, when it's written like that, to me, it's late in the ball game, and perhaps Cedartown was driving.
Sure. But, and mark my words on this. I know that region is tough too. That's Callaway and Bremen and Hurd County. So there's a lot to be determined there. There's a lot to be determined there. Mm-hmm. But I will say that Bremen is going to be somewhere in this thing in the very, very end,
no doubt.
Down the road in November, December.
Yeah.
They got a really, really good football team.
Yeah, that's what I hear. They've got a handful of seniors. And
33 seniors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to be in. So, but anyway, when it comes to us, Friday night against Callaway Cavaliers, 3-0. Troup High comes in 3-0.
I think Callaway's ranked number 2 in AA, I believe.
I believe they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hateville Charter kind of took care of Hurd County last week, and I think Callaway's up, and as you said, at number 2 in AA. Hurd County, because of that loss the other night from Rockmart, they got kicked out of Georgia High, all the composite rankings. Yeah. They should be. So that kind of you judge. We talk about the power rankings and what have you. You hear that a lot in college, but nowadays you're starting to hear that in high school, as far as how you're playing and the different rankings and the teams that you play.
Sure.
As far as the playoff brackets and how you see it, as far as did you beat a higher classification team and what their record was, or did you beat a lower classification team, and then who did they beat?
Well, that's one thing that we try to do. We try to go out and schedule quad A opponents, and we did that with Ridgeland and Columbus just in case we ended up in some tiebreaker scenarios within the region, because our region is so nip and tuck, and so you may have to have some tiebreaker situations go on there, and that was something we tried to do early on.
I think you were kind of in that situation last year, I believe, as we
with us
Cartersville coming in.
Yep.
And it got kind of down to the last week of the
there were
season.
some things that could have happened that could have put a 3-way tie on some things or 2-way tie on
right.
some things, and so you just never know.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank Scott and Lester for having us out here each and every Monday night at Johnny's Pizza, and that's where we are tonight. And we're having a lot of fun as we do every Monday night. Like I say, if you guys, it's like, hey, Monday, I had a long weekend. Come on, get up and come on out here and have you some pizza. Have you a calzone like Amy had tonight. What a great tasting calzone it was. And talk to the coaches. This is a great time to kind of shake their hand and introduce yourself and ask them some questions, when we get off the air. It's a great time to get to know the coaching staff and just check out things, how they're going and what have you. But every Monday night, starting at 7 o'clock, all the way to really it finishes up around 9 o'clock. So you guys come on out and have some pizza on us, and not really on us, but you got to pay for it. But come on out anyway. Who knows? We might have some stuff to give away. I've been meaning to bring some stuff, or we can throw some T-shirts out in the crowd or something. So with that, again, Friday night, Callaway Stadium, Troup's home team, Callaway's a visiting team, 7:30 kickoff. It doesn't matter about the weather. You're going to be out. We're going to play anyway, unless there's a lightning storm. That's the only thing that's going to delay us. And it's funny. Georgia High School has some rules about that. Obviously the 30 minutes per. You hear something, and it's sometimes the officials can overrule if they see something. Then maybe the monitor doesn't pick up on the lightning. And I know you can actually concede a game. Coaches can actually concede it depending on who's winning, who's not winning, what the score is, and all that kind of thing. And it's kind of the thing we had at Ridgeland when the kid got hurt. And, it's like, hey, there's 3 minutes and 24 seconds left in the ball game. It's unlikely that Ridgeland's going to win this ball game. So you guys said, you know what, let's just go ahead and call this thing. I think something happened. I want to say it was in a Hurd County Rockmart situation this past weekend. They had a similar situation at halftime. They had to kind of concede the game, and when I read that, it's like, did that game end at halftime?
Yeah, no, I think it was a lightning delay and different stuff, and you just sit there and you say, all right, how long are we going to sit around and wait on this?
I got you.
We're going to sit and wait 2 hours and then, be done after midnight. Have to drive home 2 hours. And
Can you imagine being in Ridgeland and going through that same thing and get home at 6 o'clock?
That was a concern of ours,
yeah, I mean, it's a long enough drive as it is. Anyway, so how do you expect? Let's get back to the game and the players. Do you expect, Hunter Bass? I know the ankle injury is a nagging thing, and I told him the other night. I said, "Hey, man, even if you upset out the Callaway game, what's important is the region. So don't hesitate. And get mad. That's a great thing if you don't play, but know that you'll have an extra week to get that ankle healed up. But does everybody look pretty good this week as far as the injuries go? So far,
I'm not going to give all that away.
You're supposed to say no. They're all banged up.
No,
man.
that's right. No. In all honesty, we are a little bit beat up, and we'll have some guys give it a go. We will get some guys back that have been out, and so we'll see. But we've got pretty decent depth, and so these guys. It's next man up. Let's go play.
Yeah, true that. Well, hey, listen, we're live from Johnny's Peaches. You're listening to the Troup High Coaches Show. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson. And come out and see us each and every Monday night throughout the season, and hopefully, Lord's willing, several weeks into the playoffs for sure. All right, with that, we will see you guys next Monday night here live from Johnny's Pizza.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.